Hi, welcome to my video on how to do a loop method culture. So I'm going to first start by germiciding my table, and I'm also going to wipe it down afterwards with a paper towel and let it dry. Now this is when I should put my gloves on, but I already had my gloves on from previous videos, so I just left my gloves on, and then I put my lab coat on. The next thing I'd want to do is I labeled the bottom of my Petri dishes with an A, B, and C for each Petri dish. So I have 3 here. I did all this with my China marker. And then I also labeled what culture I'm doing, so SM and SA. And then I also did my initials, so that's all done. That's lines from a previous culture. So now I'm going to take my inoculation loop, and I'm going to be putting it in the Imbacto incinerator for 10 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait for 3 seconds. Now it's ready to use. So I'm going to take my starting out culture. I'm going to roll it back and forth between my hands. I'm going to be opening it. Dip my loop in. Take it out. Cap it. Put it back in my test tube rack. Over here in the corner. Here's the sign. It's over in the corner. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to take a test tube, and I'm going to label it 1 or A. 1 or A. If you know that 1 will go with A or A will go with A, I knew 1 was going to go with A. So you can label your test tube A, open your test tube, dip out, shut. Now I'm going to roll it, and then here it is. You've got all your culture in there, and I put it back in my test tube rack, which is over in this corner again. So I'm going to redo a step. I'm going to put it back in my Imbacto incinerator. 10 seconds. Done. Wait 3 seconds. Now I'm not going to redip in my culture. I'm going to redip into A. I'm going to take what's in A. So I'm going to dip into A. And I'm going to put it in a test tube labeled B. Here is test tube B. So I'm going to open test tube B and dip my loop back in. I'm going to roll it up in between my hands like this. Here it is. You see all that stuff floating in there? That's good. That's all our culture in there. All the stuff we're studying. Okay, so what am I going to do again? Back to incinerator. 10 seconds. Off 3 seconds. I'm going to dip back in. To my B. Pull it out. Take my test tube I have labeled C. Dip that in. Swirl it around in between your hands to get it all good and done. So now there's stuff in my test tube C. So now I'm going to Imbacto incinerate, 10 seconds, leave it alone for 3, put it down. So now is when I take my 3 Petri dishes, A, B, and C. You see, A, B, and C is over here. I take them, and with the corresponding test tubes, I'm going to pour. So here is A. A should have your most culture, your most cells that you can see in it. And I'm going to transfer a little bit onto here. Take it, cover it, and just go like this. Just push it all around on top of my auger. So this is good. Repeat the step. Here's B. Clamshell it. Put some of the stuff in there. Good. Move it around so it spreads around. Good. Then I'm going to take C. Put a little C in there. Clamshell. Dump some in. Move it around. Now these can sit for 24 to 48 hours so that way I can see what grows and what colonies form. Once I'm done with them, they're going to go back into biohazardous so that way they can get thrown away. So let's throw them all away into biohazard. Next thing I'm going to do is germicide my entire table. Wipe it all up, take my gloves off, and dispose of my gloves, and then I'm done. So thank you for watching my video.